Hey, this your girl Shelbeatzzz coming at you today with another tutorial using our Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. The first shade that we're going to go in with is the New Wave shade, and I'm using this as my transition shade. I'm using the brush that comes with the palette, this double-ended brush. I'm going to use the fluffy side. And I'm just going to do our famous windshield wiper motion back and forth. Now, with this palette, it is a little patchy, so I had to keep building that color up so that you could actually see it. For our crease shade, we are going to pack on that fudge color. It's a pretty chocolatey brown. You're just going to pack it on in your outer corner. And don't worry about it looking terrible, because it looks terrible once you pack it on. But we're going to blend it out, so don't worry. And I am using a crease brush. This is one of my eBay brushes by Jessup. And then the brush you see me switch to is a tapered blending brush by Jessup as well. And I'm just going in to clean up the areas that I packed that fudge shade on with. And I lost a little bit of color when I was blending it out, so I had to add a little bit. And as you can see here, I'm looking a little confused. It just, I don't know, it just blended away in patches or something. And so I had to keep going back in. Here I'm going in with that New Wave shade, blending out that fudge color that we put on. I just wanted to look nice, even and smooth. I didn't want it to look muddy. Now on top of New Wave, I'm using that color Roxy with my taper blending brush, going over that fudge shade. Now I'm taking my Colourpop No Filter Concealer to carve out my crease for the cut crease. I am using a Colourpop concealer brush to carve out my crease as well. When doing this, please take your time. Like, I was kind of like going a little fast or whatever, and as you will notice, like, my cut creases aren't even. It's okay, but if you take your time, you'll get better. You'll know how far to go up and things like that. So that's just a little note to self. the lid shade, I'm going to use the color Electric, and I'm going to pack that all over the eyelid. It is a very pretty iridescent shade. It's got like hints of gold, tanny, like gold brown flakes in it. It's really pretty. It's very, very pigmented. So I did have a lot of fallout, but to me, that's not a big deal. Like, fallout is fallout. I'm still going to use the palette. So, you know, let's not make it an issue. You don't want to swipe. I kind of was swiping a little bit and I was losing color. You want to pack that Electric shade onto the eyelid. Now that I've got the lid shade on, I'm going to go back into that crease area with my Lamora blending crease brush. I got this brush off Amazon in a pack of 4, I believe, for $13. Now I'm going to use an e.l.f. crease brush and pick up the shade Rowdy, and I'm just going to go on that outer crease and blend those, that fudge and Electric together. So I'm going to use that to mesh the two colors. And not only am I going in a C shape, but I'm kind of connecting to my lash line, like a diag to the lash line, because I want it to look a little va-va-voom, if you will. And this color, for some reason, again, was perfect on one eye, like it was blending really well, and then the other eye, it was a little patchy, but that's okay. We made it work. You just go in with more color. My outer crease out again, because I don't want any harsh lines after using those dark colors. I am using my NYC liquid liner in the shade Noir to line my eyes. I'm not gonna do a winged eyeliner, just a thick line. And it's hard for me not to do wing because that's just my look. I wasn't even supposed to do eyeliner at all with this look, but I was like, you know what? I just can't resist. And I'm using my e.l.f. Cosmetics Volume Mascara. Popping on my lashes. I forget the name of these lashes. I got them from Beauty Supply Place for like $3. I don't know what I did with the box, so I don't know what they're called. The lash glue that I used though was that Ardell eyelash adhesive glue. And then we're gonna pop that other eyelash on, make sure she's nice and centered. Then once she's on, we're gonna pinch her to make sure that she's not going anywhere. Due to all of the fallout from the palette, I did have to go back and clean my face with a makeup wipe, which is fine. I just had to go back in afterwards and add some moisturizer. So I went in on the brow bone with the shade Dawn for highlight, but it was a little bit too chalky for me. Wasn't a good look, so I had to mix Dawn with Roxy for my brow bone color. Blending brush a lot. I'm going back in to blend those colors or whatever, well, the brow bone color with my other shades, because you just don't want it to be looking all chalky and whatnot. That's not what we doing. So you know I'm using my favorite Angel Veil primer by NYX, and I'm just applying that all over. I put a little bit too much of my Sunday Riley oil on my face, so that's why I'm a little shiny. But it's all good. I'd rather have a moisturized face than a crusty face. Now I'm going in with my foundation. I am using my Sephora 94 diffuser buffing brush, and the foundation that I am using is my most favorite drugstore foundation. This is the Maybelline Fit Me shade 355 foundation. Girl, you can get this for like $6 and your face be beat. It is an all-around good foundation. I switch between this and the Fenty Beauty, and that a bomb. So I'm going in with my Colourpop No Filter Concealer again in the shade Deep Golden number 46 to highlight and conceal. You want to make sure you're getting under the eyes. You want to look woke, girl. And then you're going to get that forehead and down the bridge of your nose. To blend out this concealer, I am going to go in with my Pro Mini Flawless Air brush from Sephora, and it's the number 56.5. And you just want to go in patting motions wherever that concealer is. I take it all the way up to my nose because I'm going to contour anyway, and it just gives me the look of a slimmer nose. contour, I am using my Fenty Beauty Match Stick in the shade Espresso. To blend out that contour, I'm using my e.l.f. contour brush. And you want to make sure when doing your nose, you're taking that contour shade right up into the brow. To blend out the rest of my contour, I am using an e.l.f. airbrush brush, and it's the number 103. This brush literally blends out so effortlessly. Like, I don't have to do much when I'm using this brush. And you can see the difference on both sides, how smooth it blends those shades. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder in the shade Medium Deep to set my highlights. I usually don't, well, I never bake. I just dab it in, like, or press it into my skin. I just don't have time to be having all that flashback. Most people don't, but I just don't bake. I ain't got no time, sis. Then I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the shade Mahogany to set my contour. And I'm just going around my face with it, and then you'll see me set my nose as well. Now I'm spraying my face with my setting spray by NYX. Then I'm going to use my Laura Geller highlighter. And that is in the shade Gilded, honey. And I'm using a fan brush by Ruby Kisses to put that highlighter on. Highlight on, I go in like a C shape. I get the tip of my nose as well, down the bridge of my nose, and my Cupid's bow. On my lower lash line, I'm going to take that shade All Star and blend it right out. I always go under the lower lash line with the shade because it just makes my eyes look open. This brush that I used was a fluffy blending brush. That brush was extremely too big, so ladies, make sure you use a smaller brush. This shade had a lot of fallout, so it almost had my eyes looking like somebody punched me in the face, like a black eye or whatever. So what I did was I went back in with my Real Techniques brush. It's a concealer buffing brush, I believe, and I had to go back and clean it up a little bit. Then I go in the inner tear duct with that shade Electric. I love this shade so much. It's so pretty. And then I'm going to use my Colourpop eyeliner pencil in the shade Black to line my lower lash line. I'm lining my lips with my MAC lip pencil in the shade Chestnut. Then I'm going to use my Ruby Kisses matte lipstick in the shade Bare Nude. And I got this from the beauty supply place as well. Then I'm using my Fenty Beauty Glass Bomb gloss to go over my lips, because you know I gotta have a gloss with all my lips. Last but not least, we are going to take that NYX setting spray again and set that face. Ooh, you cute girl. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate all of you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.